175,653 games now on Steam. Welcome back to a new video. We're going to look at the 8 games. We'll start looking at least 4 of them that circle around up the top, doing Steam games in alphabetical order. One of the top ones is Space Rift. It is due out 2028. That's not a misprint. That is the planned release date of this game. Doesn't really say much else other than it's done by a company called Mighty Fox. Mastering flight, air maneuvers, and overcoming obstacles on unique levels awaits you in Space Rift. Many missions will take place in settings of deserts, plain, barren ice planets, underground caverns, mega cities, inside giant space carriers, etc. This is the preview on Steam, showing you what the game's going to be like. It kind of looks like a Star Fox, so there is a market for this type of game. As Star Fox always was in the 90% success rate for Nintendo. You can do barrel rolls, there's a bit of shooting involved, there's all sorts of things. Has an exciting soundtrack. Now this is showing you the demo version, apparently. You can go straight through obstacles. Something's not right here. Now, first of all, it's very easy to make a video. It's so cheap, anyone can make a video. It doesn't mean there's a real game there. Space Rift has a Twitter account which sends you to a kick, basically a the itch.io site, which is also a Kickstarter program, which says that you can download a video, download a demo of the game. Here's the thing, that demo, it's a virus. Pretty nasty one too. It took my computer out. It took me a while to get my computer back online and to clean it out of my system. On the demo site, it says Space Rift is a rage-inducingly tough precision spaceship flying game where you attempt to maneuver your ship around hazardous areas where even the slightest collision basically makes you start again. While most 3D spaceship games focus on dogfights and blasting enemies, this is more designed to test your piloting skills. You control basically AD keys to rotate and the S key to slow down, and your flight direction is controlled by the mouse. So this is a demo version. I could only find a video representation of this since the demo didn't actually exist. Now this is apparently to the hardest level of the game. I don't think the game actually exists. I think what we're dealing with here is we're dealing with a Dead Linger scenario. So Dead Linger was 2 programmers who didn't really know how to program. They paid someone to create videos for them, and they tried to generate money off the Kickstarter program. And with the money they generated, they spent it on casinos and hookers, and they lived a lavish lifestyle. I see no version. The virus that was connected to the demo site was only implemented a week ago. Yeah, having said that. Now they have created 2 other games. Isosphere actually works, $7.50. Your music puzzle doesn't work apparently. There's no such game on there. Another. Okay. Their Twitter feed is full of demonstrations of videos on what the game should look like. But why would you put it out for a 2028 release? Why would you keep implementing this silly sort of oh yeah, look, we're designing this, we're designing that, keep supporting us. keep donating money. Again, I can't prove that it is the case, but 2018, and I think this game started back in, I can't even remember now. So it's been in development several years and nothing other than a virus. You can download a virus free of charge if you want. Yeah. So the game looked good. I would have swore there would have been a market for it. There's not enough Star Fox 64 games out there with 3D battle scenarios. This looked promising. Unfortunately, I don't think it's legit. I think it's just flagrant scam stuff. Yeah. What is? Oh, you can see. Did these levels even exist? They may have been bare bones concept. They've had other. They had another one, Door Behind something. But the Door Behind Mine that isn't on Steam. Don't know where that went to. They had another one, Dungeon Prospector, Dungeon Crawler. That went nowhere as well. And you can see, basically, they started in 2012. This is their itch.io page, another one from Terra account. From their Twitter feed, you can see it's two developers who have put their signs on, but not their real names. So this is one of them, Maxim Lokshanov. He's Devil Daggers is a Steam game that he's into. He didn't create it. Yekaterinburg is where he lives. I pinged his phone. He's definitely still alive. He's there. Hasn't gone to the Russian front lines. And the other one, who calls himself Eugene Shinkwab, this is his real name. He lives in Astana. Pinged his phone. He's still alive. Where he says he is he's in Russia, and that's what he looks like. So these are the two people that I'm not sure if they gave me this virus, but that virus is definitely on their website. Thank you very much for that. All right, let's look at the second game that's circulating around. As you see, Space Rift is 175,896 games. Boy, it keeps growing every second. All right, let's have a look at this one. Got absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Just got a picture to work with. All right, so let's look at the discussion forum, and maybe we'll get a clue about this game on the discussion forum. So in the top left there, we can see some Chinese letters or Japanese letters. If you have that translated, it says Romance of the Three Kingdoms Strategy Edition. Now, there is Romance of the Three Kingdoms, so there's a second page. This game actually does exist. It's by Koei Tecmo, which is a popular company, and it sells for $19.45, which is quite high, $20. Problem is, no English translation. There is absolutely zip. This is the game itself. The game, all those links are linked to web pages like this one. I don't really understand it. I had to translate it to English. This is what it's asking. But if we flick back, it goes and click on this. This sends us to a website which gives us the Japanese manual that was with the original game. So this game was released back in 1985 on the Nintendo NES console. And so only the Japanese port has been made. There's no English translation, English patch, even though which is weird because the original Nintendo version had an English translation to it. But as you can see, this is the original 17-page manual. There's quite a lot involved. The game takes about, if you're going to speed run it, 4.5 hours, I think, the speed run. but there's actually many, 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 many hours if you had an English translation. I'm not sure why Koei Tecmo hasn't provided that, as there is definitely a market for it. I can show you a little bit, even though it's in Japanese. So there's 5 scenarios. There's 8 different people you can play. This game is based on the book with the same name, called Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which was written or penned 1,000 years after the events the book depicts, about wars going on for taking control of China. Here you're given a 5 sort of scenario on luck, charm, intelligence, etc., strength, up and above. So for the 74, I could either be 79, which is the top, or I could be 69. And you play one character. The best character to pick for yourself is the third one, because he's got the best generals, is the principle there. And basically the whole idea is a turn-based game, and you're trying to take over the whole of China. Here's the map you're given. The best strategy people have explained to me is to take over number 3, and because if you take over number 3 and put all your best generals in there, and just put some hapless chap in number 2 and number 1, you'll keep earning revenue, because no enemy can take it unless if they are able to take over your number 3. They can't get there. So you're earning 3, 2, and 1. You have to look after your generals. You've got to keep giving them gifts to make them loyal to you. If you don't, and you go into a war and the general flips, then you've got more to fight against. This is the original Nintendo version. Look, it looks better, it plays better, there's better animations, so I'm not sure why Koei Tecmo did a really shoddy job of a PC version and port. I'm not against the price, because there is many hours of gameplay with this game. There's 5 different scenarios. You got 8 different people you can play. It would take you. There's a lot to take into account with this. But everything looks better on the Nintendo version, where that shouldn't be the case. Koei Tecmo is a very, very big company. Koei, who was the original producers, merged with Tecmo. And as you can see, it makes a lot more sense when you've got it in English. But that's basically about it. That's all I can really say about this game. Now, the actual franchise itself, there's 14 games. That's how successful and how popular these games are. These turn-based strategy games. There's 14 Romance of the Kingdoms. When it comes to actually fighting in a war, this is the turn tile based, and it goes season by season, and you're fighting basically numbers against other numbers, and you're doing battles, your soldiers against theirs. The objective is on any land that you take over, you're to take over the 4 castles. Once you've taken over the 4 castles, then you own that land. And therefore, if there's a land that's got no colour to it, then that's free to grab, sort of thing. So here's the 5 castles. No, actually, heaps of castles here. Sorry, 6 castles here. So basically, that's how you got to do it. So you move your enemies towards the castles. So the original novel is by Romance of the Three Kingdoms by Long Guangzhou. Sorry if my bad pronunciation. Pause this video, look at those 2 links if you want. That one's a paraphrased version of the 120 chapter book. The other one is a podcast where the Chinese guy has translated it to a Western audience. You got Romance of the Three Kingdoms. There's a whole 14 list of the games, the years that they were made. They're called Sengokushi as well, I think in Japanese, but the Western version, they're always, but not all of them are English translated, I think, from Romance of the Kingdom 3 up. There's a TV series, 90 episodes, and an animation series, 50 episodes. Dynasty of the Warriors is a hack and slash version of which goes on its own tangent, giving the emperors special combo powers and so forth. So, Romance of the Three Kingdoms is a novel written 1,000 years after the events, and it romanticizes that. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms game is based on that novel, and Dynasty Warriors again goes into Liberty. This is the next game we're going to look at, Prim Rogue. We've got nothing on there other than it is from Elliot Krautz. I doubt that's the real name of the guy. Prim Rogue is a randomly generated action RPG with rogue-like elements, 3 unique classes, an interesting system of character development, along a lot of strong enemies. All this you will find here. It was released. I don't know if this game was ever released, to tell you the truth. I don't even know if this game really exists. We do have a few screenshots from the Stash website, which is sort of quickly whatever's put on Steam, it copies. So if Steam deletes it or the developer deletes it, it's on the Stash website. So it looks actually quite interesting, but the game doesn't seem to exist. It seems to be a hard rogue made by a indie developer. We do have a website that does feature it, RG Mechanics. It'll tell you again, developer Elliot Krautz, English and Russian, so evidently it's a Russian translation, and it says that this game's similar to Gravity Circuitry. You can download this game now here on their website. Don't do it. Guess what? Yep, virus. Thank you for the virus. Okay, who did this? What is the developer's real name? Again, going to the VK Russian Facebook website, I found out Vladimir Krautz is really the guy behind this one. He's got a Zelda, which I guess is what the Prim Rogue website or picture sort of has, that Hyrule Zelda sort of connection to it. But he doesn't give a fork or a spoon about anything. This is what his real name looks like. I don't know. There's a lot been going on. Russian war, COVID. Did he lose interest in making the game? I'm not sure. But that game doesn't exist anymore, and another site has taken it on to sort of give you a virus if you're keen to check it out. Let's look at this game. Don't freak out. It's in German. I can't read German, so this doesn't help me out. This is only a demo though. And we have the developer Dennis Nachtingall. Unfortunately, his Twitter doesn't exist anymore. This is not good. But his YouTube does, and he has 604 subscribers. He's more popular than me. This is his voice. And basically, he's just a streamer who does. He still exists. He's just done a video recently, and he just does horror videos back. I'm not sure whether this was the developer that was popular in Rocket League as well, but he does backroom stuff and Three Nights at Freddy's and that sort of thing. He says that the game that he made was only a demo, and then he deleted it. I could only find one existence of this game.
Just to be really frustrating.
This was a guy who downloaded it and played, the streamer.
My style. I do like challenges. in games that are good, like the last stage of Celeste, or things like that, like games that make you want to play them. When the game is not fun to interact with, but then it's like, oh, but it's really hard. It's like you can't do it. It's like I could, but I have to waste probably like an hour more of my time playing a game that I don't enjoy.
Okay, so basically he's just getting
like,
angrier.
people love
This is as far as he
People
got
love
in the game.
Rogue.
This is the
People
only
love that golf
video
version of
proof
playing
that the
Overwatch.
game actually existed. He's about to die soon.
Because
He
it's
just
their
gets
fun to
angrier and angrier the
interact
more he
with.
plays it. It's not a fun game at all.
But
He didn't
nobody
appreciate
enjoys
this, and the developer soon took the demo off
you-
line. This is what the developer looks like. So this is Dennis. This is the YouTuber. That's about it. So 4 games that don't exist. There's another 4 that circulate around the top. Cube Man, Evo feature on my other channel. Wizard Man, Pieces of 8, and Lab Up RPG Up. I'll feature those next time. Until then, bye for now.